I bought over 445s on eBay. Now I'm going through them, cleaning each one, and looking for lost gems. And the next one is not a lost gem, it's just a gem. It's the Beatles, Day Tripper, and We Can Work It Out. Like everybody else, I've heard these songs 800 billion jillion times. They are just, every second of them is part of my DNA. I can sing them and listen to them in my sleep. I don't even need the music anymore. It's just implanted in my brain. I might even remember how to play this riff on the guitar. Let's see. What to expect from this? Well, it's going to be John Lennon being awesome with Day Tripper, and it's going to be Paul McCartney being poppy and boisterous with We Can Work It Out. Boy, playing a bunch of 60s 45s, even the great ones and the good ones and the hidden ones and the famous ones, when you play the Beatles, it's so different. It just jumps out at you. Such high quality. It's easy to take their legend as just granted, but this is why. Listen to this difference in this and everything else. You can sort of still feel, what is this, 1966? You still feel how ahead of its time it was. Nothing else sounded anything close to like this. That guitar riff, this key change. Is that right? And as usual, Ringo makes the song. That song would be interesting without Ringo. With Ringo, it's a classic. Enough guitar. Wait a minute. You can get it right. And it's a cry. Never at a loss for melodies was Beatle Paul. That harpsichord and the going into the 3/4 time there. It's just such a different world than everybody else. This is one of those songs, one of those 45s that people say was an A side. One of these, maybe this one or some Beatles single, was called the world's first double A side, which I never really understood. If it's a Beatles record, weren't both sides sort of just the subject of so much attention? Who decides what's officially the A side? Does it say on it somewhere? What's the A side? The yellow and orange capital swirl, the greatness of both sides. You can still hear and feel the newness and the exploration and the joy and all of the every one of these grooves. 5 5 5 5. If you don't have it, get it. I'm sure it's really easy to find. I think a few of these were in fact sold. Let's do some more research and figure out more about who these Beatles were. As it turns out, these two songs were recorded 4 days apart in October 1965 and released in December 1965. John wrote most of Day Tripper, but Paul helped some. Both described it as an LSD song. We Can Work It Out was started by Paul, but John helped a lot, especially with the Life is Very Short part. George is the one who suggested doing the 3/4 time part. As for the double A-side thing, A-side is just what the record company hopes to be a hit and the one that they will pay for promotion for. EMI wanted We Can Work It Out to be the A-side, and so did most of the Beatles. But John wanted Day Tripper because he thought rock was better for the group than Paul's lighter moments. In the end, EMI agreed to promote both sides equally, and that's why it's called a double A-side. Not actually the first in history, but the one that really made the practice widespread. And by the way, EMI was right. In the US, We Can Work It Out reached number 1 and Day Tripper only number 5. John must have been inconsolable. Third floor, Day Tripper. Fourth floor, We Can Work It Out. Beatles, please get off here.